Okay, so in this video we're going to do polynomial long division for a fraction which has got two variables in it. The two variables we've got in this fraction here are x and y, and you can see in the numerator we've got 6 terms and the denominator we've got 2 terms. So we're going to need to set this out as a long division calculation and then apply each term one by one. So this is how we do it. So we've got the denominator on the outside here, x squared plus y. Then inside we've got our numerator. Okay, so we're going to apply each term one by one. So the first term we need to apply is the x cubed. So let's see how that's done. So here we go, here's the calculation here. So x cubed divided by x squared, that's our first term. That just gives us x. So we put the x in the top. Then what we do is we apply this x to both of these terms of the denominator. So x times x squared is x cubed. And then we're going to subtract each of these from what's inside here. So we've got minus x cubed so far. And then this x, we multiply it by the y, and we subtract xy. And line that up here next to the xy, that's already there. If it was a different thing there, like y squared, we had xy squared, we'd have to line it up on the outside away from everything else because it hasn't got a like term. So you just line these up with like terms. So the x cubed goes next to the x cubed, and the xy will go here next to the xy. Then here you've got imaginary zeros. There's nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, and nothing there, because we've got nothing that matches these terms. So then we're going to subtract it and see what we're left with. So x cubed minus x cubed, 0. So we do that as a blank. x4y minus 0, still the same. x4 to the y. X cubed y squared minus 0 is the same, x cubed y squared. Then xy minus xy 0, so that disappears, that's a blank. Then x squared y squared and xy cubed, we just leave them in there. They're subtracted by 0, so they can now stay in there. So now we're going to apply the second term. So the second term is x to the 4y, which is this one. So let's apply that. So slide that down one step at a time. Here we go. Right, x to 4 to the y. So first of all we deal with the x's. So x to the 4y divided by x squared leaves us with x squared. And then if we had x to 4 to the y divided by x squared as its own fraction, we'd also have to have a y with it. So the two x squareds would cancel out. So that leaves us with x squared y. So now we need to apply this x squared y to each of the terms in the denominator. So x squared y times x squared is x to the 4y. X squared y times y is x squared y squared. So now we're going to subtract that from our original remainder that we had here. So you see, just to go back again, this is our remainder from the first term. So this is the remainder where they're going to carry on down. So there's the remainder brought down. And again, go back to those terms. X squared y times x squared is x to the 4y. So that will match up with that one. X squared y multiplied by y is x squared y squared. So that matches up with this one. So then, as before, we subtract them from these terms. So x to the 4y minus x to 4y is 0. So that then leaves a blank. X cubed y squared minus 0 just leaves the term in there. Then this is all blank, which we've already eliminated earlier, the xy component. X squared y squared minus x squared y squared is 0. So then we've got a blank. And then the xy cubed minus 0 is xy cubed. So that takes care of that. So we now have our new remainder, which is x cubed y squared plus x y cubed. Okay, so next, move on to the next page. Our next term is x cubed y squared. So that's the third term. So now we're going to apply x cubed y squared to x squared. So x cubed y squared divided by x squared will leave us with x y squared. So that then goes on the top of our quotient calculations here. And then xy squared is applied to each of the terms in the denominator. And here we go. So this one gets a bit longer now, so you can see as you keep going on and on, it creates quite a long calculation here. So xy squared multiplied by x squared gives us x cubed y squared, and there it is. So we're going to subtract that from our original calculation, x cubed y squared, and then the xy squared multiplied by y gives us xy cubed, and then that one there can go with that term there. So then we subtract this from this and this from this, and we end up with 0. So our remainder is 0. So it's a remainder of 0 means we can go straight to the answer, because as the remainder is 0, the answer is x plus x squared y plus xy squared, which is what we calculated here. Okay, so that is how you do polynomial long division with two variables. Okay, so thanks for watching. Any questions, please leave in the comment box below. And as always, please remember to subscribe. Thanks very much.